Hello, I'm the official name raider. We've made it to Hoenn, and now we're ready to start on a new batch of Pokemon. Today we're starting with Treecko, Grovyle, and Sceptile. And if you're new to the show, my job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Okay, the first one I want to acknowledge is Green Day. I think it's actually super clever and creative, and we've talked about nicknames based off of bands before, and I like it. I can't think of too many other bands that have colors in their names outside of Red Hot Chili Peppers, which is way too long for a Pokemon nickname, but it's playing off of, the color, and you could do something like this. You could put onto any green Pokemon, but in general, I think it's very creative, and I like it. Black Sabbath, idiot. I don't know if there's any fire types with green shinies, and I'm pretty sure there's no grass in fire type, so I'm not really sure where you could apply this to, because Salsa Verde has nothing to do with a tree lizard thing. In general, it's not a bad nickname, it's just nothing to do with this at all. So I don't One Piece, and as a result, when I saw this nickname, I was thinking of The Legend of Zorro, but The Legend of Zorro has two R's, so I was getting confused. But if you like One Piece and you think it fits, firstly let me know, but also there you go, there's another suggestion for you, I guess. So I understand the joke with this nickname, I just don't really like the word, so as a result I don't really care for the nickname at all, but if you want to, sure, it's there, I guess. Newt Root is basically just Brute Root, but with Newt instead. But at the same time, it's weirdly enough sounds like it could almost be an official name, so I wouldn't use it, but I could understand why somebody would. So I don't Final Fantasy, but I know what Sephiroth is, and this combination of the two names together is actually kind of clever. I also want to acknowledge real quick, I'm seeing a lot of nicknames based off of, swords, and I get it because, his signature move is Leaf Blade, so I understand. I just personally, I don't really think it fits. If you want to, you do whatever you want. I think there's better options for something like that than Sceptile, personally, but it's ultimately up to you in the end what you choose to do. So, we've seen Reptar in the past, and that was the one that I used for my Tyranitar, and I believe other people also had the same thought process. But if you've got a nickname idea already for Tyranitar and you don't want to change that, then you could theoretically take this and then put it on Sceptile if you want to use both, I guess. It's not illegal, I'm not going to call the cops on you, it's perfectly acceptable. Evergreen, we've seen this in the past. I believe it was in the very first episode where we covered Venusaur. It's a generic grass type nickname. You could throw it on anyone, it'll fit. Whatever you want to do. Yoshi is one that I kind of wish I could use as a nickname, but I don't really feel like there is one that fits it perfectly. I understand how you could draw the parallels between Sceptile and Yoshi, and that's fair. I personally wouldn't use it. I'm gonna hold my breath. Maybe in 50 years they'll come up with one that kind of somewhat resembles Yoshi and that I could fit to it, but it's up to you. So to me, Gex was kind of the default nickname that I remember seeing a bunch years ago, and I think I might have used it when I was 15. It's okay, but I think on its own it's a little bit boring. But when I started playing Omega Ruby for the very first time, I had the strangest idea, and my nickname was
Gex in 3D!
I don't know why that came to my mind, but it did. So that's kind of the nickname I use, is I combined that with also the joke of Earthworm Jim in 3D, and also the idea of hey, Pokemon's 3D now, they stopped using sprites on the handhelds, son of a bitch. I don't know why, but I stared at Treecko's nickname and I just thought of that and I thought it was hilarious, and that's my joke. So anytime you send him out, it's
Gex in 3D!
And that's just the way I imagine it. I probably should have seen this one coming, actually, and I'm kind of surprised it took this long to find it. Yeah, if you wanted to do Geico, that's kind of something you should not be surprised at seeing. Does it work? Sure. Do I care? Not overly, but like I could definitely see it appealing to somebody. Excuse the fuck out of me, but Gex is not short for gecko. I don't know where you learned this abbreviation, but it's wrong. And I forgot I actually had this tab open because I wanted to use it when I was telling my story, but that's a Gex. That's a Gex. That doesn't say, hey, look, it's short for gecko. It's short for that stupid idiot there. Okay, so Oddball is okay as a nickname. Do I think if it's Treecko? Not really. If you wanted to take it to a literal degree, maybe something like Voltorb or Tokoromaru might be better. But I do think Oddball is a fine nickname. I just wouldn't stick it on Treecko. And that's basically all I wanted to say on that. I fully support the idea of this, although if I'm honest, I think Green Arrow would be a much better idea on Decidueye. And Decidueye didn't exist 5 years ago, so he gets a pass. It would have just about been born. But yeah, if you wanted to do that, you could, but I think there's better options. Okay, time to go over it again. Evergreen, we've already seen, we've already talked about. Jerkana? I think that's what I was trying to say, Jerkana. I have a problem with nicknames based on Mega Evolution, because, like, it just seems dumb. Because it's like, well, obviously, unless it's Mega Evolve 24/7, it doesn't fit. But I also understand the logic of, you're only going to send it out there when you want to Mega Evolve, or you want to Mega Evolve at the first chance you get, and that's fine too. There's also strategy to not Mega Evolving, especially with something like Sceptile, who's going to gain the Dragon type, so if you're against the Dragon, you could just not do it and then save yourself the super effective thingy, or if you're fighting a fairy or whatever. You know, there's strategy into it, but I don't think nicknames based on Mega Evolution is good, in my opinion. And just in general, I think it's a really stupid name too. I don't get it. Sceptar is dumb, and his description is even worse. It's based off the name Sceptile. Okay. Jungle Shock, I also think sounds dumb, and I tried to read it I was like, where the hell is he getting the shock from? Oh, Lightning Rod? Okay. Well, I can see where you're getting that from, but that still just sounds dumb. And then Blade Edge just kind of is like, you know that scene from Dodgeball where Ben Stiller's going over the guys on his team, and he's like, Blade, Laser, Blazer. It's like that. Blade, Edge, Blade Edge. We're so cool and edgy sounding, guys. Like, it becomes a joke at that point. Amazon we've seen before in the past. You can throw that onto anyone. I think Conifer is the name of a town in Kalos? Or something close to that. I recall I played through Kalos for the first time recently, and I'm pretty sure there's something very, very close to that name. So, I don't know. Geico we've seen already. Briar I've seen like twice before. Once, maybe twice before, and I kind of ignored it. But if for whatever reason it appeals to you, sure, whatever. I don't really care. Sherwood, there's something different. Again, probably going to be much better suited for Decidueye than Sceptile, but yeah. I'm trying to think of if there's a Pokemon that legitimately fits Mistletoe, because I like the idea for it being so stupid. And I also kind of want there to just be a Mistletoe Pokemon that they could like pair with Delibird. Or they could just do more Delibird Christmas-related Pokemon. That'd be kind of cool. Just an idea. Okay, so that's the bottom. We've clicked on everything, and one more thing about Mega Evolution nicknames is it also becomes irrelevant when you consider that Game Freak now hates you, and they took away Mega Evolution, so your Mega Evolution-based nickname is effectively trash to them because they think you're a worthless piece of crap. Just remember that. That's what they think about you. Anyway, checking the spreadsheet to finish things off. I keep seeing that they think it's a Christmas tree. And it's very clearly not. I don't get it, but whatever. My Christmas trees don't come with warts, and mouths, and eyes, and hands, and legs, but, you know, just the small little tail, that's the entire tree? Whatever, dude. Whatever you're taking, let me know where I can get some. Other words, there's nothing on here that's, like, interesting to me, so I'm just gonna... We saw a bunch of nicknames, but I don't really think most of them really jumped out at me. Like, the one that I thought was best was just Green Day. I liked that one. I thought that one was really cool. And there was an overwhelming amount of people who just said Gecko, which I find confusing. You know what I don't name my Torchic? Chicken. You know why? Because that's a stupid fucking nickname. And, like, it confuses me because, like, imagine if the world collectively said 2 plus 2 does equal 8, and you're like, but that's wrong. I don't get it. Geico, that's fine, I understand that. And there's like a few others that, like, I get, like Gex, that's a popular one, but to me, I don't really think that should be unless you either care about the Gex games, because that's kind of what it is. My dugong is named Coldplay after a band that I don't care about. Listen to me talk. But yeah, my personal choice again is just going to be
Gex in 3D!
But that's just me. That's just my little joke and my little spin on the name because I'm an idiot. But that's that. Any other ideas and suggestions you have for Sceptile, feel free to put in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to the ones that you like. And maybe if you're from the future, you can look through the comments and, you know, find other ideas that the internet has provided that my video has not. That's another thing to consider. Maybe one day this video will have a bunch of comments and you can find a nickname.